Welcome back to GCO TV, guys. Today I'm trying out my new setup here. I think it's going to work out really well. I found a nice spot in my home where I can actually stand up, do what I want to do instead of having to sit down. And so I wanted to try it with my Q&A I did on Instagram just to see, maybe get some feedback how you like it. You can kind of let me know. I like the view with the safe in the or my gun safe in the back, and it's recording me backwards, so it's kind of hard to step to which side. But my AccuBow right here from AccuBow. If you haven't checked out AccuBow, check out AccuBow. My Athens from Athens Archery, two awesome sponsors. Check both of them out. They're both awesome, great customer service. You won't find anything else like it. So I wanted to go through my Q&A here on Instagram. I got it right here. I just got a new setup. HD recording instead of having to do it on my phone, so I can actually use my phone to find the question. So it's gonna work out really well, I think. All right, and go follow these guys. Obviously, these people like hunting just as much as most of you do. They like hunting just as much. So I'm gonna tell you these people that are asking these questions. Go follow them on Instagram. Hunting is one of those ways we can connect with other hunters. I think that's a big thing. Is just find people that are interested in the same exact thing that you are. I think that's really important. So so go add these guys, and because that's like I said, that's one of our biggest things. Is just connecting with other people. I love not even just getting these things like this, but getting to meet these people, and talk to these owners and see how great these people are, in the outdoor industry. I think those are the best people in the world. I promise you that. Okay, Mike31209 said, "What's your favorite way to cook deer and bear?" I'm not the best cook. I usually throw that to Steven Ranella. He has some cookbooks out, ways to cook it. Go find something like that. Try out some of his, and you can find your own, what you like. I think that's important. Find out what you like. I've usually just fried the deer. I've never eaten bear, and I've actually heard it's one of those things that could be good or bad depending on what the bear is eating. I've heard it's really good, and then I've heard people say it's really bad. And Stephen knows it's all how you cook it, and it's what the bear has been eating. That's really important. I think how you cook it is important in anything, though. I think that's just really, really important. JC Raglan 29. How do you balance hunting and family life? That's a really good question. I still work full time. I'm actually in college as well, and hunting and family. When I have family time, I have family time. It's family time. It's not, we'll talk about hunting and things I'm doing with my business, but, it's family time. Like today, we went outside when I got off work, spent family time. It's about time to go to bed. My kids are getting ready to go to bed, taking baths. My wife's in there doing that. So this is my time to get away and do things I need to do for the company. So, it is a juggle. I think everyone has to go through those experiences. It's tough, but you'll figure it out. Just get into it and do what's best for you. And you just gotta find what's gonna work for you. Let me click off here. Got stuff popping up all the time. Dylan Walton 830. How hard is pronghorn hunting? I don't know how hard pronghorn hunting is. Honestly, one of the other co-owners, Jacob, went this year and killed one. I don't know. It's a spot and stalk for a lot of it, especially if you have a lot of land. It's probably, you got to spot them, get to them, and they're fast. So I mean, it's a good question. I've never done it. I'd love to. Being in Oklahoma, we don't have. So the way west Oklahoma they do, but it's very, very sparse. Lane 0508. What's the best hunt you've ever been on? I'll tell you the coolest hunt I've ever been on. Me and my dad were turkey hunting in a finger of woods. And we came up to the end. We heard some gobbling. We were turkey hunting, actually. We heard some gobbling, so we get up to it. And we look over, and the turkeys are pretty far off. So we sit down. We're kind of relaxing, kind of planning out our next move. I actually get up, and I go pee. We're eating beef jerky. We're kind of just sitting there for 10 minutes. And I look over, and about 15 yards away, I see something at the base of the tree. And I'm like, "Dad, what's that?" And I was young. I was probably like 15. And he was like, "That looks like a dinosaur." And I was like, "No, not the tree, at the base of the tree." And he goes, "Oh my gosh." So he pulls up and busts it. A freaking tom was sitting at the base of the tree. What we found out later, as you hunt more, toms will, instead of like busting the roost sometimes, they'll just hunker down. If you get too close, you come up on them too fast, they'll hunker down. So be aware of your surroundings. 'Cause that happens, and I've actually heard more stories like that since I've seen that. So Logan Day 16, best memory in the woods. Probably the day I killed my buck that's mounted. I was 14 years old. I was muzzleloader. Had a muzzleloader. It was open sight. I just hit a really good shot. I don't, it was a tough shot. I hit it perfect, about 90 yards. And I just remember I'd actually forgot my cell phone that morning, and I was with my uncle and my dad. They were, at another place, and I guess they heard the shots. About an hour and a half later, my uncle comes walking in. He's like, "Was that you?" And I said, "Yeah, it was me." And we go up there and look, and I just never forget walking over the hill and seeing that deer looking at me. I mean, it was a big deer, and I was like, "Dang!" It's just that's my best memories. Just seeing that, and then my dad being there. I mean, it's just cool memories. Nick Hinkle fishing. What's the worst hunt you have ever had? You know, it's hard for me to say what the worst hunt is because if you're hunting, how's it bad? I mean, you're out in the woods, with friends, family, even by yourself. You're in the woods. I mean, you're experiencing something that God created, and that's one of my big things. Is you sit in the woods and you get to watch the world come to life before you. I mean, you just can't not believe in a God if you freaking see that um, all the time. I mean, it's insane. So I don't really have a worst hunt. That'd be my answer. Upland Jitsu. What are your thoughts on the public land transfer issues we as conservatives are facing? I think that's a big issue. I think it's a very important question. Public lands are there for a reason. Um, Teddy Roosevelt, my absolute favorite president of all time, is the one that started the public land, the Yellowstone, things like that. These conservation sites, and turning them into private land would be a mistake because those are our lands, those are your lands. So I think it's important to have public lands because that's our land. Stephen Ranella actually has a shirt. I forget what it says. Something about hunting my land, and then on the back says something about public land. It's your land. It's my land. So I think it's something that we need to fight against. I think it's a very important issue because a lot of us and a lot of you guys don't have the money to buy private land. And some of the best hunting is public land. I mean, you get to go spot and stalk. You can't do that on private land, or unless you have 8,000 acres. And who has the money to have 8,000 acres of hunting land? And then you have to pay all the time to go hunt these private hunts. It's just, I think it's a big issue. I think it's something we're gonna have to fight going forward. And I think people like me, people like y'all guys, the big guys like Stephen Ranella. If you hear me talk about Stephen Ranella, he's my absolute favorite hunter. I think he's very intelligent. I think he's very good for hunters as a conservationist. So, the guys like that, even the Hushing guys, Cameron Haynes, guys like that. I think it's important. I think it's something we're gonna have to fight going forward. So, Braden 243, thoughts on mountain lion population? I actually asked this question on my page. If you didn't see it before, mountain lion population in a lot of states is growing to a crazy amount, especially California. You can't kill them. A lot of the other states you can't kill them unless they're threatening you. And in California there needs to be a season, but how liberal California is, it's kind of hard to get a lot of the hunting stuff because they don't really see how killing an animal is conservation, which it is. I've told the story on the black rhino, and I've explained it that way. That's the best way I can explain conservation to people. It's very important. So it's you can't have too many predators. That becomes a problem when you have too many predators. So we're gonna have to get them in check because they are growing to immense amounts. People say they're not in these like in Oklahoma. Well, they don't live here. They travel through here though. When they're born in usually North Dakota, Wyoming, places like this, and throughout their first 2 years they travel in a U all the way down into Oklahoma, North Texas, back up, and then they live the rest of their life in those northern states, Canada, things like that. But they do travel through here. And a lot of people will tell me that they're, game and fish or whatever, say they're not there. They are. They travel. They don't live there, though. That's how they can get away with saying that, is because they don't live there. So it's a problem, I think. Gunner Bullard, how did you get started hunting, and how far have you come since then? I got started. My dad hunted as a kid, and then he quit hunting for a while. He went through school and didn't have a place to hunt really, And my uncle continued hunting. He hunted a lot of public land, and he got my dad back into it when I was about 8 or 9. And that's kind of when I started hunting. I just went, Dad, and the first buck I killed, I was like, dang, like I want to hunt. Like that's what I want to do. Like, I want to hunt all the time. And then you start, listen. I listen to people that actually go out and public land hunt and then kill their own animals and do all the processing, which I'm a big proponent of, and I'm not going to pay someone else to do something that I can do. I love processing animals. Like that's so fun. I love it so much. That's why I like killing animals, because it's so fun to process them, put it in your freezer, and eat the meat. You did all the work. That's the biggest accomplishment, is put some food on my family's table, and I did everything. That's awesome. So I think I've come a long way. And what I do more than a lot of people just go hunt, and I'm not into that. I mean, I love hunting, but I study a lot about it. I study populations. I study like the mountain lions and what they do and how they do and why they do. Same with even like animals that can't hunt elk. Why they do what they do, how they do what they do, when they do what they do. I think that's important. So I'm really into that part of it, just as much as actually going and hunting them and then eating it. I mean, the whole process is just so fun to me. That's why I want to make this a living, because it's so fun to me. Sydney0821, what is your dream hunt? My dream hunt would be, I got so many of them. I've never got to go elk hunting. That's a big one. You hear how good elk taste. Moose hunting. I want to go to Alaska. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Kansas and whitetail hunt. I whitetail hunt here, but Kansas that's where it's at. I want to, hunt all sorts of things. I want to hunt mountain goats. I want to hunt owie-dads, however you say it. I want to hunt everything. I love hunting all those now, and getting to taste and eat different things would be spectacular, I think. Same, Sydney0821 asked, any advice for younger hunters? The advice I would give is, number one, know the laws, because I think that's an important thing that a lot, especially in Southeast Oklahoma, a lot of young hunters grow up doing what their parents do or their dads do, shooting off the road, which you can't do, poaching, going on land, illegal land, and that's not good. There's rules in place for a reason. I believe that wholeheartedly. They're there for a reason. That's how our whitetail population has grown to these immense amounts. I shared a thing on my Instagram the other day about Steve Manella said there's more whitetail now than when Columbus landed in the West Indies. That's crazy, and they were bad for a while, but we have such smart people up making these laws and these rules about conservation. That's why these animals are doing so well, and that's so I trust them. I think it's important. Know the rules, know the laws. Be invested in it. Don't do things half-hearted. Like if you want to whitetail hunt, know about it. Know about whitetail hunting. I think that's important. Read books. Read all these things. I think that's really, really important. So that would be my best advice, is just, get into it all the way. Don't go wound animals. Practice a lot. Practice. I think it's very, very, very important. It's just to practice, because you don't want to wound animals and they live, because that's not something you want to do. So Chris0580, what's your most memorable hunt? I've kind of answered that already. The turkey hunt. W Dixon 57. If you had to give up all hunting except for one animal, what animal would that be? In Oklahoma, it would have to be whitetail. Just because that's what's here. Anywhere, I would say probably elk. If I could hunt elk every day, that's what it would be. Just because I know how fun. I've heard how amazing that is, and it's the best. They say it's the best meat. Joshua Smithery, what are your essential gear items when you're out hunting? Obviously, your weapons, but I think my bow snatcher is essential. A hands-free way to carry your bow. You're walking through the woods, and you don't have to be holding the bow and going through trees and stuff. You can just put it on your back, and you don't have to worry about it. And then it's just real quick, and you can get it back out and be done with it. So I don't think I have one in here. I'll show you. I think bow snatcher right now is the most important. Besides, obviously, your gun or your, rifle. Just in case you're interested, asked, did you think you'd get more and better questions than those you've been asked? No, I think these questions are great. I love answering any question. I don't think any question's stupid. I don't think any question's wrong. So I'll take any question. I love the questions. Tan Man 4000, favorite semi-automatic rifle under 2000. For deer hunting, I think the 270 is the perfect go-to gun. You can kill, whatever, hogs, deer, all the way up to elk and moose. I mean, I think the 270 is the perfect gun for most hunters, and you can get one of those pretty cheap. Mine was like $850, $900 for the whole setup. It has uh, it has the vortex scope and all that good stuff. So, and that was like $850. So it's not too pricey. Favorite semi-automatic pistol under 1,000. Got to go Glock. I love the Glocks. I think that's actually what I carry. I work security right now, and I carry a Glock. So I'm most comfortable with that, and they're not terribly expensive. Trophy places, put a smiley face. What's your favorite caliber to hunt with in general? By Logan Craft. Well, I think my favorite one to hunt is the 270, like I said. While I'm here, actually, I'll show you the 270 because it's right here locked up. I didn't even think about it, but I'll pull it out real quick. When I was getting the hunter's crate, I got this pretty cool sleeve right here, the sock, and so I'll put her in that right there. So we'll get it out, and I'll show you what the gun looks like. I really like this gun a lot. Like I said, it's about $850. I'll pull it out real quick for you, just because I've been asked that question several times. So it's in here good though. Kind of hard to get this thing off, but it was a Beretta sock. So I mean, I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna use that. Oh, it's hung on the bolts. Here we go. Try to get it out. I know this video is running kind of long, but here it is. Marlin.270. I mean, it's a sick gun right here with the vortex, and this vortex is dang good. Let's see how this. Whoa, I can't focus. I mean, it's a good this is a good gun and a good scope. So I would recommend this. And I think it was, like I said, only about $850 in the camo. It's a little more for the camo, but you get what you pay for. But guys, thanks for asking the questions. I really appreciate it. I love, passing on what knowledge I have, which is not a terrible lot, but I mean it's enough to help, young hunters and people of that nature. So I love answering questions. So we'll do this again soon. We'll get this up, and don't forget to follow our sponsors: AccuBow, Athens Archery, Denver's Deer Sense, Bow Snatcher. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I know I am. Bow Snatcher, AccuBow, Denver's Deer Sense. I need to write these down because it becomes. Because I know I'm forgetting. Prime One Camo. So we'll I'll write them down one of these days because I always say that. But follow those guys. Keep following us. We're almost to 20K. When we get to 20K, we're doing another Bow Snatcher giveaway. So keep it up, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching GCO TV.